Rumors going round, gotta clear out of town. Smell like a traffic boat. Here come the law, gonna break down the door. Tearing me away once more. Never, never, never want it anymore. Gotta get away from the stone cold floor. Crazy, stone cold crazy, you know.
Game on!
Game on!
All right, welcome to Top Shelf. This is Stein. I am Captain Morgan, and we're going to pretty much bring you whatever news we feel is important.
Basically, we're going to talk about hockey however we want to talk about hockey every week. With it being the first week of the season, really no hockey to talk about yet. So we're just going to talk about whatever we want to talk about this time.
That's right, and totally solicited promotion tomorrow night or tonight. Wednesday night, let's put it that way, just in case I don't get this up until tomorrow.
October 7th.
There it is.
Southside 17.
Opening
Tanger
night.
Outlets.
Opening night of hockey. Opening night of hockey. Big marquee matchup. Your boys, Blackhawks,
Returning Stanley champions.
take on the New York Rangers, which is actually what I shipped for the Stanley Cup Finals last year. And I was not pleased to see Tampa Bay go that far. But it is what it is. You know, I don't hate Tampa
The
Bay.
Bolts have fans too, so
That's true. That's true.
even if you don't want outsiders to buy tickets for your games in the state, but we won't talk about that.
So right off the bat, I want to jump right into your boys there. I mean, they are the returning champions. We might as well talk about them. Completely different team.
A lot of moves, a lot of surprising moves.
Yeah.
Me, like most of the other Blackhawks fans, thought we'd see Corey Crawford go, but he will be returning.
Yeah, that was a big thing. Like I mean, I remember bringing that up to you like after the Nashville series. I thought that was it. That Darling had showed that he was ready to go, and with Crawford taking out, it's nothing against Corey Crawford. He's the shit. But $6.2 million cap space. It's a big chunk of change, and
Which is also why, looking at it now, putting Brian Bickle on waivers this past 2 weeks ago, I believe it happened, and that was one of those things. If we're going to keep Crow in the box, we have to move some money around, and I think that's one of those things that shocked Bickle. I think it shocked a lot of people, but then again, trading Brandon Saad off shocked a lot of people too.
yeah, it did.
I mean, nobody really knows what's going on.
You want to talk about shocking trades?
Nobody really knows what's going on with the numbers except for the people in the department, and I think Q-Stash knows what he's doing with his team. You give him the right tools, he'll go out there and get the job done. We've shown that. I mean, we finished third in the division, still took the cup last year. Only had 102 points, which is not as bad as Toronto, 68 points, but
ooh, that's gonna hurt.
But the Rangers had 113 points, and saw where they went. Ricky Nash put up awesome numbers,
and that's a big sticking point for New York is whether he's gonna stay hot.
I mean, 69 points on the year last year. He had 42 goals. Rick Nash he's nasty.
He is. I don't personally like him, but you can't deny his skill.
He's the Daniel Craig of the NHL.
Yeah,
God, I just want him to get checked into the boards.
Well, that's me and Sid. So anytime I see Crosby on the ice, I'm hoping for a train wreck. But anyway, back to Chicago. What's your takeaway on them keeping Crawford and the resulting things that are going to take place in order to keep him?
Well, I think with Crawford staying and Darlin staying as his backup, we also have Leighton, who just got reassigned to Rockford, who looked really good in the preseason. He still has some tools to work out. He gave up some goals that were sloppy, but at the same time, he held his ice, stayed in the crease. Stayed in the net. Corey Crawford, stay in the net.
In the damn net, dude.
Oh,
man.
You got plenty of defensemen to play the puck. Stay in the net.
Yeah.
But other than that,
some of the best defensemen in the league, by the way.
I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't part ways, as the season progresses. And
that's true. It's not over yet. Trade deadline's a long time away.
Still got time. So, I'd love to see him stay. I mean, he's great. 2 cups. You can't argue with that.
Yeah, you can't take that. I think that's the thing to come away with. You can't take away what he's done. It's whether or not the cap space is the issue. I can see both sides of the argument. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not a flashy goalie, and people expect when they see $6.2 million on the cap space, if they're not watching every game, they expect to watch Crawford and see some crap they've never seen before. And he's just not that kind of goalie. He's a solid goalie with 2 cups. I mean, you got to give him credit for that. Just because he's not being flashy, he's not Brayton Holtby, he's not Timmy Thomas back when Timmy Thomas still wanted to actually do things.
He's not a young Jimmy Howard.
Yeah, he's none of these things.
I'll go ahead and say it. He's not too.
Yeah.
Done. It's over. All right. Winner. Free chicken.
Oh, we'll have to keep it tally throughout the season. That's one. All right. But yeah, I mean, you guys lost a lot. You guys lost Schott, Saad, Richards, Vermette, Versteeg, Oduya, Timonen, Kimo Wasabi. Oof. And Ranta, although you guys weren't that upset about losing Ranta. He lost his spot to Darling.
When Darling comes in and plays like he plays, there's no reason.
And you guys would have been screwed.
And like I said, Leighton's looking good, and as the young kid that he is, that he could fill some shoes. So
yeah. I mean, I think you guys wouldn't have made it past Nashville. That's an understatement. You guys wouldn't have made it past Nashville.
I think there's a lot of teams in the league that would like to have the depth at goalie that we have right now. So
absolutely.
So I can't be unhappy.
I'd kill for it. It is what I like too, but he needs a day off. You guys got Nisimov and Trevor Daley coming in though. What's your take on that?
I like Daley. It would be like I'd like to see him get a little more offensive, but as far as
two-way, more of a two-way
player. Yeah, I'd like to see. I mean, he's good with the stick. He's got great vision on the ice, so I think he's going to be definitely an asset that was added for all of the names that you mentioned earlier that were lost. As far as the rookie goes, don't really know. We'll see what happens. He's Russian, so.
That's pretty much your ace in the hole. You also got Marco Dano, but he's not active. I don't really know what's going on there. I didn't get a chance to really watch a lot of Blackhawks preseason.
Nor did I.
Yeah, we've been busy, and it's hard to watch preseason hockey in South Carolina. So.
Yeah.
But we have a solution to that for the regular season. It's called Southside 17 every Wednesdays and Saturday nights.
Tanger outlets.
Yeah, there you go. God, shameless plug.
Shameless plug. All day.
Shameless plug. But anyway, a couple more notes for. I think speaking of Darling, I think he's going to get more ice time. Now that they know they can give Crawford the break he needs so that he doesn't get hurt.
Right, because over the years, he's shown that he can be a little injury prone, even if it's off the ice. But
hot takes.
We don't judge.
Hot takes. But either way, he's going to need a break every once in a while, and I think now that Chicago knows that they can put somebody in net in place of him, that's going to secure a couple wins. You're going to see him getting some more ice. The other one is Trevor Van Riemsdyk. That's going to be fun to watch.
I think he'll find home. I don't know where they're actually going to keep him as far as the line goes.
Right.
I think Q-Stash is still going to. I mean, he gets funky with his lines anyway.
He does anyway. We'll change him up.
So I think it'll be interesting to see where they end up dropping him. Like, is he going to be a second line guy? You think he's going to be a third line filler?
He's already showing some chemistry out there on the ice. The players love playing with him, and that goes a big way. So it's all a matter of who he lines up with. Whoever can match his play style.
And we all know that it's the lines you see on week 3 going to be completely different by the time the playoffs roll.
Which is why this is going to be a much shorter situation than what we're going to do every week, because we don't have a week's worth of hockey to talk about beforehand. We're really only focusing on what's going on Wednesday night, mainly focusing on Rangers and Blackhawks, not just because he's a Blackhawks fan, but that really is like the marquee match of the night. Toronto and Montreal are playing as well at 7 p.m. That's another big game if you're a Toronto and Montreal fan. Always good hockey. It's going to be a great game. It's just I honestly think the best game to look at tomorrow Wednesday night is going to be Chicago, New York.
Oh, you don't think it's going to be San Jose and LA?
No, that game I'm excited to see because I'm going to bring it. The only thing I can talk about, my boys, I'm going to leave the Bruins entirely out of it until next week because we don't even play until Thursday. But it sucks to see Luch go. That's definitely a kick in the ass. But when it comes down to it, anybody who was paying attention knew it was happening middle of the season. I mean, I told you flat out. I was like,
if you were a Boston fan, you
Yeah.
you had to see it coming.
yeah, I watched the last game at Southside, and I said that there goes Luch, last time in the Brewers jersey. For now, anyway. Who knows? Maybe come back. Hoping.
See what happens.
I doubt it, but still, I'm looking. We've talked about this a couple times. We can throw it out there. I'm looking forward to L.A., Minnesota the first time because I want to see Luch completely annihilate Matt Cook. I can't wait to see that. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
Clean and legal though, not all Rafi Torres style, which is what I
stick
wanted.
between the legs, Luch. You gotta cut that out. None of that.
Which would have been fun to see Torres and Luch get into it Wednesday night, but unfortunately,
yeah. Speaking of Rafi Torres,
Torres will not be playing.
Segue. Yeah. That was a one-timer right across the slot.
Somebody said top shelf.
He's scoring.
Oh, bad puns.
Oh, terrible.
But no, but seriously, he's at 41 games done, like half the season. See you later. Like, thanks for being in San Jose. Like,
I wouldn't be surprised. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised to see San Jose just try to shop him, or dump him, or throw him back down to AHL, something. Because whether or not you're a good player, you put your team in that kind of odds. 41 games, that's ridiculous.
For those of you who don't know what happened, in a preseason game on Monday, Rafi Torres cross-checked. He was charged with interference, cross-checked to the head, and was ejected with 7 minutes, 45 seconds left in the game, I think it was. He hit defenseman for Anaheim. Can't think of his name right now. I'll do my fact-checking later, sorry. But it was
I'll put it in.
It was a preseason game. But, after, and with his history that he has had with, boarding, posting, the high sticking, just the dirty, cheap shots that he's made over his, just last season alone, they came down on it. He's forfeited without pay everything that he was going to make, which I think was like an estimated $440,000 going into the emergency players fund for the
Now that I
NHL.
like.
So I think that's really cool.
That I like.
It's like you're going to forfeit your pay, but the pay is going to go into the league emergency fund.
Right.
Which, proving once more why the NHL is such a classy organization.
Right. But yeah, as far as Rafi Torres is concerned, when you put your team in jeopardy like that for 41 games, where now they're going to make a decision on what to do, maybe you shouldn't be on the team. It's clear you don't want to be there. It's a bad penalty to take. Would you say there was 7 minutes left in the game?
Yeah. Absolutely no reson for it. There's just literally no reason for it.
I apologize for the sneezing.
He's just allergic to bullshit hockey players.
Yeah, that killed me. Absolutely killed me. So, what else do you got as far as going into opening night?
Obviously rivalry, the matchup, it's going to be a huge game. But, so with that being said, it's always an exciting game, and obviously, Jonathan Quick, always exciting to watch. I know we've kind of talked a lot about goalies in this.
Yeah, that's a good point. We can give him some love.
But you know how it goes. Every time, end of the season, they get to that run, and he goes lights out, and it's like, we'll see. Maybe he'll get that momentum after not making it into the playoffs by the thin margin last year.
Niemi's nothing to sneeze at either. See what I did there? Sneeze because I've been sneezing. He won you guys a cup.
Yeah, he's got a cup with us.
One could argue that his play hasn't exactly been the greatest since.
In the division that they were playing in last year, it was kind of like, San Jose had to beat, Vancouver, Anaheim.
It's a rough division.
Yeah.
It's a rough division.
It's not easy. And so, being in the West, in the conference that we're in, you always got to watch out for that talent because you never know which way it's going to go.
Right now, to be honest, that's kind of the problem that New York's facing right now is, they got to worry about Washington, Pittsburgh, the Islanders, Columbus. These are all teams that can knock them out even if they do good. These are teams that are starting to get better. I'm interested to see Kessel over in Pittsburgh.
That'll be fun to watch.
I'd like to see him do old Kessel things. Like I want to see Kessel do Kessel things before he retires. That's just it. Obviously Toronto.
Just one last push.
Yeah, Toronto was a bad. It was a dumpster.
It was a dumpster fire. It was a dumpster fire.
It was a dumpster fire. That's just there's no other way to
finish 8 in your division, 68 points on the year.
Not only that, but if I could be honest, if you're a true blue Toronto fan, forgive me. I might not be talking about you, but throwing in the towel on your team is just that's. I don't know who's more to blame on that. Is the players or the fans?
Well, I mean, I think fans get frustrated, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it just after being promised so much and then getting no results out of it. I mean, they made coaching changes, they acquired players, they spent all kinds of money, and then on top of that, you're still paying for a ticket to go to the game. It's like, so you're watching them spend money and you're giving them money, and then you're not getting any. It gets frustrating.
And I mean,
I'm a lifelong Cubs fan, not cross sports, but it gets frustrating.
We could take a minute. Not hockey talk, but best of luck to the Cubbies.
Postseason run. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. So
So I feel on that level, I think any team that has a losing record or a losing season, I feel like. Being the fact that I'm a Cubs fan, I'm a Notre Dame fan, I'm a Blackhawks fan. We've had a lot of bad seasons, and so when things start to go good again, the highs are really highs, but the lows are really lows. But no matter how low it gets, you cannot give up on your team.
Yeah, and that's
throw shit on the ice.
Yeah, that's really where I drew the line. Is when I saw those jerseys hitting the ice, I was like, come on, hockey's a tough sport. Anybody who watches it knows it. Just the fact that they're going out there and still playing, you got to give them at least a little bit of respect. You can be frustrated all you want, trash talk them, whatever, but there's a line. You know what I mean? There's just,
especially now, get on your stupid account and send things out there. And most players have one anyway. So if you want to talk trash to them directly, you can send it right.
To promote Twitter later. Shut up.
Oh.
What else you got? Anything?
Just a little bit of news while we're talking about Toronto, Montreal. Casson.
Cassie,
got in a car accident, broken nose, broken foot. They haven't said how long he'll be out.
Right.
The team totally railroaded and blackballed him, though.
Yeah.
I mean, as soon as it went down, without anything being known of all the specifics of the event, came right out and said, "We're very disappointed. It shows lack of character." Blah 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 blah. It's like before even and he wasn't even driving; he was a passenger. So, I mean, granted, yes, 6:30 in the morning, hitting a tree, everybody can assume what's going on there.
Right.
But at the same time, last year Corey Crawford broke a foot getting out of bed, so... speculatory speaking.
Like you were saying, you said to me earlier that, he's had his chances.
Yeah, and it's not like this. He's already been traded twice since being drafted by the Sabres in, 2014?
Yeah.
So you haven't even been with one club for 2 seasons because obviously you're a problem kid.
You're a liability. And that's going back to what I said about Torres. We're at the age of the goon is gone, or at least it's breathing its last breath. And some people are upset to see that. I know. I like Smash Mouth hockey just as much as the best, but when it comes down to it, they're trying to clean it up. They're trying to make it a little bit more
marketable.
Yeah, marketable for mainstream, and they're not going to get rid of fighting. Every year that conversation comes up, I'm only waiting for it to start. It should be about a week from now.
Yeah.
They're not going to get rid of fighting, so they got to get rid of some of the the John Scotts. God, I hate that guy. But Brooks Orpik, guys that are out there literally to just hurt other guys. So when it comes to that, you have to clean up not just on the ice, but off the ice.
Oh, and it'll happen Monday night after Shaw drops the gloves for the first time.
Yeah.
Taze is going to take a board check that he doesn't like. And he's going to be like, "Hey, Mr. 8 foot taller than me, let's go."
That's why we got McQuaid and Masha.
Yeah. Everybody needs one.
Yeah.
It's a facet of the game. You got to take care of your guys on the ice, and that's one of those things. Like most people that fight on the ice too are about it. People who don't know hockey, looking from the outside in, are always like, "It's so savage. Why do they let them fight? There's nothing professional about it." It's like that's exactly what it is. It's a part of the game where if you get out of line with one of my players, I got a guy over here who's going to get you back in line.
Yeah. And not only that, but it can also, especially you see this more in the minor leagues than you do in the NHL. But it's a way to keep the crowd into it.
Definitely momentum.
If there's a low scoring game or no scoring game, or even if the pace is slow, whatever, they'll go at it. Sometimes they even know each other and they're friends.
There's a reason that MMA is $1 billion business right now.
Yeah,
people like to see people
punch
fight.
them in the
you know,
face.
like-
Yeah, that's just the way it is. But I mean, it's also a matter of every once in a while you're just gonna blow out the lines. Hockey is the most physical sport there is. You can't be taking hits for 60 minutes in a night and not want to hit somebody back. It's just the way it is.
But however, when you are concussion prone,
Yeah, that's true.
talking to you, Sid the Kid.
Yeah, I was just wow.
Dropping gloves.
Read my mind.
Yeah.
Looking forward to Wednesday night. It's going to be open. Can we just take a moment and just realize that we are just over 24 hours away from NHL hockey? Like, yeah, I mean, if you're watching this, it's going to be way less because it's going to take me a while to finish this. But Wednesday night, dude, we have hockey back.
Yeah.
Thank you.
This week.
Thank you.
We're good to
Thank
go.
you.
So, Southside 17 at Tanger. We've got
Yeah.
center ice. I have all the games for you. Great food, great beer.
We're going to have $5 app specials and drink specials as well.
Okay, if you say so.
Yeah, that was approved.
I work there.
He'll be bartending. Actually,
I will be behind the bar.
We should mention that he will be behind the bar on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Most Wednesdays and Saturdays, give or take here and there. He does need a day off every once in a while, and Center Point Drive outside Tanger Outlets.
Right next to Ashley Furniture and CC's Pizza.
Yeah, and if you want to follow us on Twitter, I'm going to put that up like right here. And then if you want to like us on Facebook, which would be huge, because that way you'll know what we're doing schedule-wise. You'll get these put right to your news feed. You'll know what kind of specials we're doing. All that stuff will be all on the Facebook. I'm going to try to put it on Twitter too, but Twitter characters, all that, it's a lot harder. So, like us on Facebook as well. That's going to be somewhere on this screen. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But now I have to do it. Now I just got to put it there. Like, that's terrible. I have to make that happen. All right, so this, like we said, this is going to be kind of a short episode. Next week, we'll have a lot more to talk about. We'll have a full episode of hockey. Full week of hockey.
Full episode.
There
of
it
hockey.
is. Yep. Boom. But yeah, we'll have a full week of hockey, and I'll get to talk all about the greatest hockey franchise in America, because they'll have played by then.
Who, the Pittsburgh Penguins?
Wow. Wow,
that was for you, baby.
terrible.
I'm gonna go hang myself now.
Terrible. All right, yeah, we're gonna sign off. That's the horn. We're done. We'll see you next week.